I'm Robert P. Fitton, and this is a quick synopsis for When You're Dead, You're Dead. It's a novel about the Old West, aka 1882. Before I get to the heart of the novel about the Old West, let me just say that my time in California allowed me to visit Death Valley and portions of Nevada. This experience brought forth this novel. It was a time when liars were heroes and killers walked free. Jake McBride is a San Francisco assistant district attorney who watches an arrogant killer, Johnny Reingold, go free on a technicality. Reingold laughs at Jake in the courtroom, and so does his wild girlfriend, Pam Grayson. Jake retreats to the restroom and splashes cold water over his face. He can't believe that Reingold's lawyers have wiggled out of the drug and murder charges. A corridor has opened up in the tiles, and a man in a vested suit carrying a cane approaches him from inside the mysterious corridor. His name is Melbourne, and he offers Jake a chance to obtain justice, the justice that was denied in the courtroom. Jake refuses and thinks he's gone mad. Who wouldn't? Jake plays handball later with his best friend Jim Coltrane. But after the handball match, Melbourne again appears and pitches the chance to obtain justice. Jake doesn't respond until Reingold goes on another killing spree. Jake will eventually walk down the corridor in the wall and is told by Melbourne that if he dies in this reality, he will, as the novel's title infers, be dead. He emerges in a Western saloon in Brinson, Nevada, as Marshal Jake McBride. Here's where the novel segues into a full-fledged Western novel. Jake has no recollection of Melbourne or the revenge against Reingold. Silver, on the way to the U.S. Mint in Carson City, disappears on Overland Train 924 outside of Brinson. Reingold, a part of the courtroom characters now in this reality, arrives on the evening stage, and the quest for justice begins. Reingold is the outlaw and historical Johnny Ringo. There are no reports of Johnny Reingold from March of 1882 until June of that year. That's very convenient and gives me a little bit more oomph using poetic license. Remember, like the characters in the movie version of The Wizard of Oz, McBride's San Francisco characters are a part of the plot, including Jim Coltrane, who now owns the town's hotel. Jake tries to make sense of the 924 flipped over in the desert outside of town. All the silver and the people missing. And now Johnny Reingold is in Brinson, and the U.S. Army has arrived. In this book, you'll read about wide areas of Death Valley and isolated stretches of Nevada that I still find fascinating. Jake discovers that the wagon ruts lead south toward Arizona territory, but Jake is diverted by the seductive Pam Grayson throughout the night. Jake also senses something duplicitous about Reingold before he leaves with his friend Soaring Bird, a Shoshone, toward Arizona territory to the south. Ubahibi crater, a volcanic remnant, is featured in this story. I've hiked into that crater, and it plays a part of the saga of the missing silver. Jake believes that someone is tracking him, and later, his friend Soaring Bird saves his life. The silver has been stolen, and it is the camaraderie of Jake and the townspeople that combines to track down the people responsible for the heist. I will tease the reader and say there is a great scene involving a runaway railroad train. Also, the historic figures of Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, under assumed names in Tombstone, Arizona, aka Rhyolite City, are a part of this novel, along with the mining camps outside of Tombstone. The last part of the book involves Johnny Ringo and was written in the historic context of 1882. When human emotions reach a crescendo, it's difficult to separate vengeance from justice. Justice in the Old West required honesty, integrity, fortitude, and a moral compass, something that Jake McBride was denied in the bureaucratic, politically correct world where people were not brought to justice. When You're Dead, You're Dead is available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle, and the audio is at audible.com. I'm Robert P. Fitton, and this has been a quick synopsis.